babes, welcome back to another episode of With the Babes We Chat. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, happy to see you once again. And today's topic is going to be giving yourself grace, so let's get right into it. Burnout and self-destruction has been something that I have dealt with for the longest time, for as long as I can remember, whether that's adding procrastination into the mix or just thinking like I should have been started this and then I never started it, or just like feeling like I had to be perfect with every single task that I did or every goal that I made. And ultimately, because I didn't give myself the grace that I needed, burnout and self-destruction were right around the corner. The pressure, the need to be perfect. If you are feeling like you are just the prototype, you're type 1, you have to be the model and you have to do everything to a T, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be very tough for you to continue on and be consistent, because I am someone who is a perfectionist, and when it comes to the stuff that I make and the craft that I do, it gets really tough if I feel like it is not to a T. And because of that, I do not push out what I want to push out. So instead, I'm kind of in a loop of it's not perfect, so I'm not going to put it out. And then I'm just like, nah, I'm stuck at, so what am I going to put out? I have nothing. So being a perfectionist is not good because at the end of the day, we're not perfect. We are all humans, and it's easy to want to be perfect in the public eye, especially if you are doing social media. If you're in the public eye, period. I mean, we all are in the public eye when you go out to the store, when you go to the library, when you go to school, whatever it is, we all are in the public eye at every given moment. And so it's a constant need to want to seem like you're perfect and you're just that girl, and it turns into a problem because now you're not giving yourself the grace to just be yourself. When you're just yourself, that is your perfect. That should be your perfect. Your perfect shouldn't be a standard of how everybody else is, but your perfect should be how you are, and you're supposed to perfect you. Like, say if I like to do arts and crafts, and that's just one of my big things that I love to do, I need to learn how to perfect how to do arts and crafts, because that is something that I really enjoy and want to further, instead of saying, well, everybody's doing Pilates, so I need to learn how to perfectly do Pilates. But Pilates isn't your thing, then you're kind of fitting yourself to a standard, and you're giving yourself that pressure of needing to be perfect because that's what society is telling you need to be. And ultimately, you're going to crash and burn, and we don't need that. Holding yourself accountable, whether it's yourself and your thoughts, or that other people are going to hold yourself accountable, then it becomes like another stressor in itself, because it gives you kind of like an anxiety, and you're just thinking, well, if I don't do this, then somebody's going to point it out, and then it's just going to be too much for me. Or if you're telling yourself like over and over, you're holding yourself accountable, and you're like, well, hey, this is what you need to do, and that's a good thing, but it can stress you out, and then it just comes out to just craziness. And this is where, again, if you are not giving yourself the grace that you need, it's going to be a downward spiral. But I'm going to explain later on. The want to succeed. If you are so badly wanting to succeed, it can become very stressful, because everything is not fast track, and we live in a world that is so fast track. And because of that, everything, like, you want everything to go like this, and you just want to be successful in the next 24 hours. You go to sleep and you're just praying that what you want is just gonna be there when you wake up. And the reality is, most of the time, things take years, things take sometimes even a decade, and it's crazy to think of. And it's like, I don't want to wait that long, but the reality is things take work, and good things come to those who wait. And it gets tough because you just want to be successful now. So y'all are probably wondering, okay, you're saying all these things, yada yada yada, but where does the giving yourself grace come in? It comes with giving yourself a reality check first. Pump the brakes. Take a time out. Stop whatever you are doing and take a time out to just breathe. One of these. You need to pause. you need to pause. If you are anything like me, you are on go. When you are feeling inspired, when you are feeling like this is what I need to do, da, da, da. And again, it's not a bad thing, but when you are constantly on go and not giving yourself breaks, what's going to happen? You're going to shut down. It's just like a machine. If you are constantly running that machine and not giving it a chance to cool down, that machine is going to overheat. Same thing with you. So stop. Give yourself time to just breathe. Second thing that you need to do is reflect. Ask yourself, what's going on? Am I feeling overwhelmed? Am I feeling tired? Am I feeling very anxious? Am I feeling helpless? What am I feeling that's causing me to not progress and stay in a constant state? What am I feeling that's causing me not to feel 100% myself? Once you ask yourself that question, really dig deep and figure out what it is, because that is your main issue and you need to focus on that. Once you pump the brakes, once you ask yourself what's going on, take action to it. And now when y'all hear take action, I know because I'm like this too, take action. It's like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to create a plan. I need to create a schedule. Da, da, da. Actually, forget all of that. But just right now, forget all of that and think about it this way. How can I rest? Rest is so overlooked because it's deemed as being lazy, but rest is needed to continue to be great. I mean, it's just simple science. If you do not get enough sleep, your whole day is kind of like ruined, because now you're in a sluggish kind of mood the whole day, whether you like are aware of it or not. When you don't get that proper amount of sleep, or when you oversleep, it's not good for your overall day, right? And so you have to really pay attention and ask yourself, like, what can I do to rest? Before you're ready to be on the go, what can I do to rest? What am I overworking? What am I overdoing? What am I not doing? What am I lacking in rest? And think about ways that you can just relax. Whether that's saying, okay, I'm constantly creating videos. Let me scale it back just a little bit and give myself some free time. Because if I'm filming and I'm jumping right into editing, how am I going to have time to just be? Yeah? Quick pause. If y'all hear the trash in the background, it is trash day, so please forgive me. Anyways, back into the video. Another example, if you are constantly working, if you are working 24/7, I know it's not easy because, you know, we have bills to be paid, we have things that need to be paid, and it gets to be a lot, and oftentimes you can't find that time for rest. But find a way, even if it's not physically resting, to mentally rest. You can listen to calming music, something that calms you down and it's not constantly making you feel like, you know, because I have been in a spot where like I've been anxious, right? And instead of turning on music that I know will calm me down, I'll put on like secular music or just like music that's like more upbeat. And then when I'm listening to the music and I'm already anxious, like it's just making me feel like overstimulated. Put on something that makes you feel calm. So even though you are not able to physically lay down or just be in a state of calm, like physical calmness and just being still, you can at least have your mind have a sense of calmness and stillness. So after you tell yourself, how can I rest, and you applicate it, now we get to the to-do list and all that jazz and all that fun stuff that we just love to do. Because I'm like that too. I love to make a little list and then I fall off. But anyways, let's get into it. I like to call this step application or the remedy. I am somebody who gets very anxious at the thought of doing something, to the point where I don't start. I always tell myself like, ugh, I don't want to do this task. I don't want to do this, so I'm just not going to start. And I put it off. Procrastination is one of my biggest things and I'm still working on it. But because of that anxiety of feeling like I don't want to start because it's going to be too much, or I don't want to start because I don't like this certain topic or whatever, then you get to a point of not doing anything, and that is not good. So I like to set timers for myself. So I create when I wake up, when I'm having my productive days, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I do this every day. It's still something that I'm practicing. And again, when I make these videos, it's not just for you guys to like talk at you and make you feel like you're doing something wrong. This is things that I'm going through as well. and we chatting with the babes. We chat, you feel me? So on my good days, when I am being productive and when I'm trying to change my situation and I'm doing it successfully, I wake up, and after my morning routine of reading the Bible and praying, next thing that I get out is my binder. And for that day, I have 3 columns: morning, mid, night. And so in the morning, I write down everything that I want to get done for the morning. I write down everything that I want to get done in the afternoon, and I write down everything that I want to get done in the night. Okay, so after I write all of that down, I make sure to highlight what is going to be the most important things. If I do these things, I will be happy with doing these things. I highlight exactly those things, and if it is everything on your list, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you might be letting yourself down every day, because these highlighted things are supposed to be things that are going to be like, okay, I didn't finish everything, but I'm happy that I finished these things, so I feel accomplished. As long as I got these done, I'm good. So you're gonna highlight those specific things only. But here's the trick that I do for those things that I may not want to do, but I have to get done. I set timers. So right next to those things, I'll be like, okay, like say for example, do laundry. I'll be like, fold laundry for 10 minutes. If I have laundry in a corner that's been sitting in a basket for however long, I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes just to start. Even if I don't finish, I'll give myself 10 minutes to start folding the laundry. If I don't finish, I don't finish. If I want to continue after the 10 minutes, then I will continue. And what I find is that when I just start, most of the times I'm going to want to continue and just finish it through, because I don't want to leave something in the basket. But on those days where I feel like, you know what, I don't have it in me to complete this, 10 minutes is all that I can do, then 10 minutes is all that I can do, and that's okay. Putting out things even when they're not 100%. Now this, if you were to tell me this like a couple months ago, I'm telling you, absolutely not. I'm not doing that, because I need everything to be how I need it. But the problem with that is that everything's not going to be perfect, and if you are trying to have that thing how you need it, how you want it, and if it's not like that, you're not going to post it. If it's not like that, you're not going to send it in. You end up sending nothing. And if you're sending nothing, if you're putting out nothing, there's no progression. And so putting out things, even if it's not 100%, is a way of me telling myself and giving myself grace again, and telling myself, you know what, even though it's not how I want it to be, I still think that it is worth people seeing. Even though it might not be 100%, it's still 80%, and I've worked hard to do this 80%. So why not let somebody see it and give them a chance to receive that instead of not receiving anything at all? Setting alarms and schedules. Now, I am not somebody who can go off of a set schedule every day, because I'm not the same every day. I don't wake up and I don't do the same routine over and over again. I'm trying to get to that point, but currently, and I don't know if this will ever change, but I am just somebody who, there's just everyday factors that's going to ultimately like switch things around. So what you have planned is not always what's gonna go by, but I do like to set certain alarms, and this is something that I'm still implicating now because I don't have everything set, but I do like to set certain alarms to make sure that I am doing certain things at a certain time, and schedule wise as well. I am currently in the process of scheduling everyday things like my laundry, because my laundry can tend to surpass where it needs to surpass, or cleaning my room. I'm trying to reschedule, currently trying to right now. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I've already done it. I'm currently trying to schedule certain days so where it's like, okay, today's deep clean day, so every Tuesday you're deep cleaning, or every Friday you're doing laundry, whatever it is, just to make sure that I have that kind of routine. Even though it's not like a set like every day to a T routine, I still have some type of structure, because we all need structure in our lives at the end of the day. Setting alarms is another thing. If you set the alarms, do not ignore them, because I do that too. I look at the alarm and I'm like, 10 more minutes, da, da, da. When you set the alarm, actually pay attention to the alarm and do it when the alarm goes off, because you will feel so much better about yourself when you actually get up and do what you said you were gonna do. Set the alarm on things like, okay, when I set this alarm, I'm gonna go wash the dishes, because trust me, when I used to do this in the past and I need to implement it into my life now, I would set the alarm to go do the dishes at 6 p.m. when I did the dishes at 6 p.m., I had the rest of the night to just have leisure time. And I didn't have that constant mind of, okay, I have to go get up and wash the dishes. And then next thing you know, I'm washing the dishes at 10 p.m. No, wash the dishes at 6 p.m. so then the rest of your time you're free. I promise when you do that, it will feel so much better, and I'm going to start doing that again. And then the last thing is prayer and journaling. You can try to do so many of these things, but if you are not putting it in a perspective of, my life is kind of crazy when I don't have God, it's not gonna go well. If I'm being so honest, my life, I'm speaking from existence, when I am not connected with God, when I'm 1,000 miles away, so is my productivity, so is my mental health, so is everything else. Like, everything is just out of balance, and I am not who I need to be. And as of recently, because all y'all know, if you haven't noticed, I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and it's just been because I haven't been giving myself grace, which is why I'm doing this topic. And I just felt so overwhelmed, and instead of falling into God's hands, I ran away from them. And because of that, everything's kind of just been out of whack. But coming back and realizing, like, you have to let yourself be able to not hold all of that to yourself. You know, you have to give it to God, because at the end of the day, He's your provider, He's your protector, He is your peace, and without Him, it's gonna crumble. In 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7, it says to cast all your anxiety onto Him because He cares for you. Cast everything onto Him. You cannot hold everything on your shoulders. You cannot hold everything on your back, whether it's even if it's just a feeling, like, even if it's not physical, you cannot hold all of this on your own. And the more that you try to do things on your own, the more that you see that you're, like, falling. Like, imagine holding a big bag of, I don't know, groceries. You know, when you try to carry all those groceries, when you coming in and from the car, because you don't want to make 2 trips, and now you just feeling like, ugh, you feeling all that weight on you. That's what it feels like mentally. That's what it feels like. Even physically, you can feel that sometimes. It just feels like I'm being pulled down, and I don't know how to just be okay, you know? And when you cast all those things onto God and just ask Him, like, say, hey, I need help. I don't feel like myself. I'm not feeling okay. I need help. Everything's not going how I thought it would go. And I get it, because it's not how I was supposed to be going according to my plan, but it was supposed to be according to yours. And now I'm lost. Now I'm stuck. Now I don't know what to do. Cast everything on to Jesus. I'm telling you, the weight that will be lifted off of you, even though you may still feel those fears, even though you may still feel the uncertainty, I'm telling you, the peace you will gain is undescribable. So prayer and journaling. Praying is just a way of talking to God. It's not something that needs to be so, like, extravagant. It's literally a conversation, how I'm talking to you guys. Like, just talk. It doesn't have to be formal. It doesn't have to be, like, you know, so fancy. Just talk. Talk when you're in the shower. Talk when you're in your car. Talk when you're making breakfast. And you don't have to, like, verbally, like, you know, talk out loud. You can talk in your head, and, you know, just talk to Him, and have that time allotted for Him as well, because He really does just want to talk to you and have that connection with you. And again, the peace is different. So just have that time to sit down and say, hey, this is what's going on. I know you know what's going on, but you was waiting for me to acknowledge it and come to you and sit down and talk to you. So this is what I'm doing, and I need your help. And it's just cast everything onto Him. Cast it all. And then journaling. A lot of times it's really hard to vocalize what's going on, or even, like, mentally you don't want to think about it really. But when you're writing, and it's not for everybody, because everybody's not somebody who likes to write. I've always kind of liked writing, but when you're writing, you're not vocalizing it, and sometimes it's just hard to speak those words out loud, but you're writing it down. And when you're writing it down, at first it might seem silly, and you might feel like, ugh, like, why am I writing this? But the more that you write, the more you will see them pages start to multiply, because you're letting everything out on a piece of paper. And the great thing about it is, one, some people like to write and throw away. You don't have to keep these things. You wrote it down. That's it. It's done. Throw it away. New day tomorrow. Or some people choose the route to self-reflect. They write things down, and then later on they go back and they read it and they're like, wow, I've come a long way, or wow, this is what I was going through, back then, but now I'm in a better place. And so, either route that you take, I have done both, you are able to kind of see where you've been. And not only that, if you're taking the other route, but also you're able to just put things, let it go. Because it's easy to hold everything in, and you're feeling that anxiousness, you're feeling that anxiety, you're feeling the weight of everything, and you're not giving yourself the opportunity to just be at peace. But if you're writing it down, if you're putting it on paper, you let it go. Let it go. And this to just say, journaling is just one way. If it's going to take a walk, if it's going to take a jog, there's just different outlets. Find your outlet that allows you to just let things go. Whatever it is, find a way to voice it. Giving yourself grace is just about loving yourself enough to give yourself a break, giving yourself a chance to mess up. I think it's really tough to want to know that you're going to mess up, or to know that you are messing up, and acknowledging that and being okay with it. Because again, to be honest, whoever wants to mess up? Nobody wants to mess up. If we could just go on with our life and be perfect, of course we would choose that option. But at the end of the day, we are gonna mess up, but it's how you are able to respond to that. You have to learn to love yourself enough to be like, okay, you know what, I messed up, that's fine. How am I gonna fix it? How am I going to do better next time? How am I going to remedy this? Because if you ignore it, if you try to avoid it, it's not going to do you any good, and it's going to make things a lot worse than they need to be. Give yourself that grace. Give yourself that self-love, because at the end of the day, God already knows how we are, and that is why he sent Jesus to die for our sins, because we weren't perfect. Jesus knows that we were gonna mess up, and he said that's okay. I love you anyways, and that's why I'm dying for you. So don't make it this big thing where you have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. And let me tell you something else. You are made perfectly in God's image. So who you are is who you're exactly supposed to be. And you don't have to fit a social standard. Your standard is your standard, and that's who you need to be. Learn how to grow in that, and give yourself the grace when you mess up, when you're tired, when you're anxious. Cast all your fears, cast all your anxieties, cast everything onto God, and just keep going and give yourself that time. If you need a break, take a break. Take that break. If you are too tired, take a nap. If you need a snack break, because y'all know I'm like this too. If you are constantly on go, you forget to eat. Take your time to eat something, please, before you get the shakes. Because okay, I know, take the time, give yourself grace, guys, because the other side of that is not pretty, and I've been there, and I know. Give yourself grace, because you deserve it. With that being said, I hope this wasn't too long. It's just something that I was really passionate about. I know some of my videos are a little bit shorter, but this one was on the longer side because I felt like I needed to hit every single thing. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share. And honestly, I just hope that this message was able to reach the right people. And please, please, please take it into account. Again, I'm not perfect. I know that it becomes kind of talking to you thing just because I don't have anybody here physically, but I really am saying this as a let's talk, let's come together, let's talk about things that maybe people might avoid, or things that are harder to talk about, and let's bring awareness to it and find a way to fix it. So that's what I'm doing here. So hopefully, again, if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Be on the lookout for new videos, because I am giving myself grace and posting even when it's not 100%. So y'all will see a lot more on this channel. And with that being said, I love y'all so much, and until next time, bye babes.
You're falling, but you don't wanna fall too hard.